So last week I went over physical overview and how they connected with the other of the four pillars. And this week I'm going to go over for you the spiritual health. So the second pillar. So spiritual health is about living your purpose, living with meaning, living according to what God wants for you. And spiritual health, when that is strong, a person feels grounded, they feel comfortable, they feel hopeful, guided, led by God. And when it's weak, we often feel lost, anxious, disconnected from God, disconnected from people. And so I want to go over, and I've got my notes here because I want to stay on track, because I want to make this a short guide for you, but powerful. So there are a few notes that I took I want to stick with. So first of all, how your spiritual health affects the other pillars. So the first one that spiritual health can affect is your physical health. So if you have as a positive, if you are in good spiritual health, then you will likely have less stress, better immune function, healthier habits like rest and diet, nutrition, exercise, healthier for your body. And a person who prays, practices gratitude, they have lower blood pressure, they have better sleep. These are all physical things. But if you lack spiritual health, then you may have things. This is why people have unhealthy coping behaviors, maybe substance abuse, overeating, that's another one, or neglecting your self-care, neglecting your body. The other area of your life that your spiritual health can affect is your emotional health. So the positive aspects of it is you have regulated emotions, you have peace in the chaos, you have hope in the hardship. But on the negative side of it, if your spiritual health is not there, emotionally, you can feel overwhelmed, despair, bitter, hopeless. And then for your financial health, your spiritual health also affects your financial health. So it's a relationship that we have with money. We may see it as a tool on the positive rather than our master. Values like generosity or stewardship and contentment, reduced financial stress. If you're financially healthy, your spiritual health, you will have better financial health and encourage wise choices, because the Lord will lead us into what we should spend our money on. But on the negative side, then we do have a negative impact. If we don't have our spiritual health in order, then we may be driven by greed or fear, comparison. I know that happens a lot. That may lead to debt or just constant dissatisfaction with life. So spiritual health acts kind of like a compass for the other three pillars, and it provides really the why behind the physical habits, the anchor for emotional resilience, and the wisdom for financial choices, because without it, the other pillars will become unbalanced. They will become misdirected. They will become unstable. So I have a challenge for you this week too. So the challenge this week is what part of your spiritual life is not healthy? What are you struggling with spiritually? It could be your prayer life. It could be your gratitude. It could be, lots of different things that could affect. What is it for you? What is it that you're struggling with in your spiritual life? And then what is it that you can do? So I mentioned gratitude. One of the things that I do every day is a gratitude journal. Mine, of course, is purple. And so what I do is I put something that I'm grateful for every day, because that keeps me spiritually thanking God for the things that I have that are going well, even though I may be struggling in certain areas, or I have death in the family like I did 6 months ago. Just had a scare with my daughter. There's been a lot of stuff. A lot of bumps in the road this side of heaven, you may have noticed. So the thing that will keep us grounded in our spiritual to affect all of the others is to make sure that our prayers, because a lot of times we get busy, we forget to pray. We forget God's out there going, hello, I want a relationship with you. I want to know how you're feeling. He knows, but he wants us to say it. He wants us to reach out so that he can reach in further. And then, is it trust that God has really got us? Or is it gratitude, like I said with the gratitude jar? There are things that we can do. What is it for you? What is the spiritual issue that you're struggling with? And how do you think you can address that this week? Next week, I'll be back with our next pillar. Until then, God bless.